Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel today where we're going to jump back into some more Remnant 2. Showing you guys the game, showing you guys what's up. Last time we had just started in adventure mode and I kind of went over some of the core elements of the game. I got a little bit more knowledge now. Funny enough, I actually beat the game last night. So it's I now have a pretty pretty good understanding of what this game is now. So yeah, no, I'm really excited to jump back into it with you guys. So today, all right. So as a refresh, we're playing as a hunter, and we do have a cowboy hat. So we have the most important things that we can have right now. Let's see what we can get up to. But yeah, last night I unlocked the Summoner, the Gunslinger, and the Explorer archetypes. I don't have much to say yet on them, as I haven't spent enough time with either of them to really get a feel. All I could say is Explorer is fun because... So Explorer is the archetype you get when you beat the game. It's basically a speed boost as well as like a scavenger class. So like its abilities are very centered around farming, which I'm glad they did, honestly. Because like I've said before, this game is builds, like, for sure. And farming is a big part of that. It took me getting through the story and kind of messing around a little bit with like finding archetypes and stuff, but now I'm at the point in the game where I can just build and farm, which is dope. Fun thing I also did on my my personal character is I turned the FOV like all the way up, and let me just show you guys right now how fun it is. Let's see, turn that all the way. Look how far out it goes, and look when you sprint, it just zooms out. Oh man. I don't know. I might do the rest of the video like this. All right, let's use our quill, get this magic door open. This might be the next part of our little quest line here, I think. The Iron Burrow. Yonkers. Whoa. Whoa. There's cinnamon buns in the sky. Crazy. You take so much more damage solo. Honestly, I was playing last night. So primarily through the game, I went through as Challenger, and then I picked up Engineer early. Engineer does for you, gives you an armor boost with Fortify. So basically it doubles your armor effect. Not doubles, gives you 50% at rank 10, I believe. That's maxed out. And I didn't realize how much that was coming in handy until it was like... until I was playing this character, and also when I put on Explorer and Gunslinger for the first time, I put them together with the multi-archetype. I was getting my ass handed to me. Ooh, ring. Using a skill regenerates 10% health. That might be useful for this character. A piece of advice for those who are starting this game. Don't jump around weapons when you first start. Just upgrade one. Just keep on going till you can't go no more. I made the mistake of jumping from weapon to weapon, and every time you downgrade, I could be wrong, it's just an observation that I made, but every time you downgrade, it gives you less of the materials that you put into it, I'm pretty sure. So by the end of it, I had like no scrap at all. For all my people who've played Mass Effect, this gun feels exactly like the M3 Predator from Mass Effect 3. It even sounds like it. Wait. I didn't even... Yeah, I just put that together. What? Like, even from its recoil pattern. That's crazy. I was thinking of doing a lore series. Okay, I've been saying this for the past, like, 10 years. I kind of want to do a lore series on Mass Effect. from 1 to 3. Not a Scrubs to Pro, but a deep dive lore series. A lot of talking. I know. Hear my chocolatey voice. Even when I do streams like that. See if we can get that going. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see me do some Mass Effect. I remember the first time I played this game and went through this level, I was immediately just like, this is just Yarnum. Like, this is straight up just Bloodborne. That's one of the crazy things about this game to me, is that I'm kind of finding new stuff all the time. Even 40 hours in, which that is a lot of clocks. Is there a pubble here? Is this a pubble? Yeah, this has to be a pubble. I've never done this pubble before. Mm-hmm. This is one of the only games. So like I'm usually proud a lot of the times when it comes to games and puzzles. I'm like, I really want to figure it out myself. I feel like this is one of the games that I don't particularly mind looking stuff up. Just because, for one, it's not detrimenting any story, and two, I feel like you will sit somewhere for way longer than you need to when you could just look it up. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I might re-roll this campaign. Alright, so we're gonna travel Nehrude, which is one of the worlds in this game. It's like a technologically advanced world that was kind of thrown into an apocalypse due to corruption. I think I'm explaining that right. Sometimes the movement is special, gonna be honest with you. It is something to behold. Funny story, yesterday, I got on and I was playing Warframe. Now, if any of you guys know about Warframe, that is a movement game, like capital M movement. And going from playing this to hopping on that, it felt so fast, like I was moving 1,000,000 miles per hour. It was kind of ridiculous. Yeah. So the story is bad. So we're not gonna play the story of this series, so I'm just gonna go through it, alright? So you meet Clementine, who is like a siren, right? Like, she can wield the powers of the labyrinth, which is like the world between worlds of Remnant here. So we start off with her and this man named Gerald Ford, our 32nd president, maybe 34th. Um, and he tells us that he basically is like, well, I'm gonna go into the World Stone, which is the thing that transports us from place to place. So we go through there, well, he goes through there, and then Clementine follows after him, but she gets sucked in, like, big suction. And then, like, she goes to a place called the Labyrinth, which is the world between worlds. So we go to Losum first, which is, like, Yarnum. which is the Yarnum of the Remnant universe. So we go there, and we go through that. We go through like the story of there, which is, I don't even know if there is a story through there. It's just literally going through it. It's just kind of like a place where religion and like these weird angel things are. It's weird. So anyway, we go through that, and then we finally get to the labyrinth where Clementine is like, yeah, dude, I met like the entity of all time, and he's shown me how, the ways of the universe. And then our character's like, whoa, that's crazy. So he tells us we need to get these things called segments, which I guess is pieces of corrupted code for the universe. And I guess a way to stop the rot which took over the Earth and all the other worlds somewhat. And then like if you're following me so far, congratulations. It's a lot. But like at the same time it makes no sense. Not I'm not gonna even front. Like it makes entirely no sense. But yeah, we tell us we gotta get these segments. So then we go to Nehruit here, and then we help the custodian, which is like this guy who's like, yeah, I keep the world from imploding. I'm like the last keeper of this world. Uh, the Drazir, I think they're called. And then we do that. We find the secret keys, and then we fight his core, I guess, or like the core of the world. So we go through that. We kill the core of the world. We get the segment. We help the custodian. Everything is peachy. Everything's fine. And then we go to Yasha or Yasha, which is like pretty much the second to the last world, which had the more interesting story, I guess, between these two like magical creatures, the Red Doe and the Ravager, which is like this which is this corrupted wolf. And basically we have to make a choice to go between the corrupted wolf and the doe, and there's actually 4 options that the game doesn't tell you about. So there's 4 different outcomes, which is fine. Choices in games are arguably one of my favorite things. You either kill the Ravager, you either kill the doe, you either kill the Ravager without reviving the doe, or you revive the doe, kill the Ravager. I think those are the choices anyway. Anyway, they give you different outcomes. This game is almost infinitely replayable, so it's like whatever, you can go back and make the choices later. So the story is so much of an afterthought that by the end of it, we go to the root Earth, which is Earth. And like eaten by the root, which is like the rot. So we fight through Earth. We fight things that have very vague names, like Annihilation and what the fuck? So we fight things with like very broad names. I'm sorry, I'm yawning so much talking about this story, but that's what it makes me feel. So we go through we go through the Earth. We fight things. One of them is literally called cancer. So yes, we fought and we destroyed cancer. That's not where it ends though. Clementine and the Secret to the Universe guy is like, hey, we have a chance to defeat the Rot once and for all. This is our last chance. So we fight Annihilation, we beat Annihilation, and you want to know what happens? Everything gets vaporized. Everything gets destroyed. Everything we did for the last, I don't know how many hours of the story makes no difference at all. And I think their implication is that we are now a segment. Because at the end, it shows the cutscene that all of our essences go into something that looks like these segment pieces that we've gotten. I don't even have any, I can't show you. But I think it's trying to say that that's a segment now. Like that, like the segments that we were getting, like what we did really doesn't matter, which has been a trend before in video games that I find absolutely lazy. So yeah, everything gets vaporized, and everyone and everything you meet gets destroyed. And they get popped back into Ward 13, and it was like, well, that was the game. That was the final boss. Absolutely disappointing and undercooked the story, quote-unquote, of this game was. So that's why when I was like, hey, I kind of want to do a series on this game. It's not going to be a story playthrough, though. Like, normally, this is my first iteration of this series. And what I want to do with it is just highlight the games. Have an excuse to go through the games. So Scrub to Pro is basically like a long review playthrough, basically showing you what it's like when you start the game, what the core mechanics are, and then play through the game. Just to give you guys the contrast of what I had to go from. I went from playing what should have arguably been the game of the year last year, God of War Ragnarok, to playing Remnant 2 Story. God of War Ragnarok is like a 9.5 out of 10 on the emotional scale of video games. And then I went to Remnant 2, which is like a 0.4 on the emotional scale of video games. This game is about the loop. This game is about... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, okay. Just kind of want to do medic. Let's use that mod. Dusted. Oh, we did it. I was actually not expecting to survive that, to be honest. Because a hunter kind of squish. So we have the steam coupler right now. Using a skill regenerates 10% of health. Increases range damage by 12%. Reduces all other damage dealt by... Oh, okay, okay. That's actually really good for us. Reduces initial spread and recoil. That's also pretty good. When wearer's health drops below 25%, gain a shield for 25% of max health. Lasts for 10 seconds. So we're gonna try that over the Fey Hunter ring, which just increases the range. Because that might help us in a pinch if we get below 50 for sure. And this is what it is. It's essentially Remnant 2 is a dungeon crawler, which is perfect. It's actually, I will say it, this game is more of an effective dungeon crawler than Diablo 4. Let's let that sink in for a second. Diablo 4, which is arguably one of the grandfathers of Dungeon Delvers. Diablo 4 does not have this formula. Also, we just got our first mutator. So our mutators, almost like mods, give us a certain edge. So this is going to be disengage. Melee strikes have increased damage for the next backdash evade attack by 4%. So a backdash evade, for those who don't know, is you're going to press your spacebar and then hold your melee. You can only do that when you're not moving. So what we are here to do primarily, get engineer. Engineer is probably the best multi-archetype in this game that I've experienced so far. It's probably that and summoner. So a crazy little thing here. We can go down here. We can actually explore this later on once we get something. Once we find a train and fight through it. I know that sounds crazy right now, but I don't know if we can see it, but I think there's some sort of melee weapon in there. But yeah, you see these little thingies? We need to find the last one, which is gonna be on a train somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Randomly generated, of course, so we'll have to figure that out. Wait. What the fuck is that? It's a crafting material. I did not know that was there. Alrighty then. Let's go back to the ward, see what the fuck that's all about. Craft weapon mod. It has to be a weapon mod then, huh? Imbues ammunition with shock. Yes, please? Absolutely. Oh. Hey, yo. Honestly, kind of dope, though. Alright, let's try this now. Let there be lightning. Unlimited power. That is kind of dope, honestly. Does it only have to do once? Oh, fuck. They play off of each other, too? I gotta get that in my fucking personal game. Alright, everybody. I think we've come to the end of the episode. We made a little bit of progress today. Mostly a few weapon upgrades. Most notably our shock upgrade. Which makes our rifle look really cool and does a lot more damage, actually. We learned about mutators, and went to Nehrude for the first time. So I think that is a good place to wrap up our second episode now. Thank you so much for watching. If you had a good time today, please consider dropping a like, maybe commenting on your favorite part of the video. And we'll see you next time, alright? Peace.